Welcome back, friends at G&K. I'm standing here in this particular field to talk about something that's very important, and that has to do with water quality as it pertains to what you spray on your fields. You're buying expensive chemicals. You want to make sure that you're getting full value out of each pass. And so we want to talk about some things to keep in mind so you ensure that value. Note to viewers, not under G&K management. The reason why we're out here is because we don't want this to happen, but if they did call me asking for advice, this is what we would tell them. So I really want to talk about water quality as it pertains to two separate situations. The first is glyphosate and glufosinate, which is Roundup and Liberty. And the second is insecticides, foliars, and fungicides. When we're talking about glyphosate and glufosinate, there are two factors of water quality that are really important. One is hardness, and the second is pH. In terms of hardness, the things that you have to keep in mind are calcium and magnesium. Most well water contains high levels of calcium and magnesium in the water. So those are cations. Your glyphosate molecule is a negative charged anion. And if you don't tie up the calcium and mag, the glyphosate will get tied up within that and it reduces its effectiveness. So the way to address the hardness of water is with the addition of ammonium sulfate. The sulfate molecule of the ammonium sulfate ties up the cations of calcium and mag. That problem is addressed. The second issue is the pH factor. The reason why pH is so important is there's a chemical process called hydrolysis. And hydrolysis is the breakdown of components in a water solution. If you bring your pHs down or acidify your water, you will limit the amount of hydrolysis that takes place. So what happens is, there's two things in terms of glyphosate and glufosinate. It breaks surface tension of water, just like water will bead up on a freshly waxed hood of a vehicle. The surface tension of water forces that thing to be held tightly. When you acidify your water, you break the surface tension, you will flatten that water molecule out and you will actually get more product into the plant. The second advantage by acidity in your water solution is acidity increases the half-life by reducing the hydrolysis. When you raise the half-life of your materials, you actually increase the residual length. In a glyphosate and glufosinate scenario, your ideal pH in that water solution is going to be around a 3 to 3.5. If you're spraying fungicides, insecticides, or foliars, the ideal pH is around a 5. So our recommendation is twofold. One is for glyphosates and glufosinates, we want the addition of ammonium sulfate to address the hardness. One of the best uses to bring acidity down is the use of citric acid. It's relatively cheap, very effective, and it works extremely well when mixing with others. Our recommendation for fungicides, insecticides, and foliars is to just manage water pH. And again, citric acid is a great tool in that option to bring those pHs down. There is another option. An RO system or reverse osmosis system can provide a good spray solution also. An RO system removes conductivity and dissolved minerals in the water, which create tie-up, which makes RO water a good solution if that's something you'd want to explore. There are a couple disadvantages is number one, the cost of the system, and number two, half of the water that goes through an RO system has to be discarded. So it takes a certain setup to be able to achieve that. Now let's go to the lab. Bucket's not the cleanest. So this bucket of water is well water as is, untouched. This is the same water, but we're going to add two components. One of which is ammonium sulfate. The other is citric acid, and we're using this product called Citron. Half a cup AMS, treat my water. Citric acid is a small component. I'm just gonna kind of ballpark this off, but we're trying to acidify the water. With a simple swimming pool pH test kit, you can do your own evaluations on your own water. What the acidified water is going to do, and hardness addressed to the non. So here's the strip from our well water sample untreated. The bottom scale is pH. So notice how we're getting in the upper 7s to near 8 pH. Also, our alkalinity is rather high, so that's a measure of our hardness. Look how that compares to managing hardness and pH. So our pH is clear off the scale. So the bottom of this pool water sampler stops at 6. Remember I said we want to be 3.5 for glyphosates and glufosinate and around a 5 for fungicides. So we're achieving that by managing pH. And notice also our alkalinity is off the chart, so we've tied up the hardness in our water. Two very important components. We try to be a little silly in our videos, but our point is we hope that this helps you understand importance of some efficacy in some tight margin times to get the most out of your products that you're spending money on. We're not in the business of selling products. However, citric acid is hard to come by. Most retailers don't carry that. If that's something that's of interest to you, we have a source to be able to source it for you. If you're interested, please contact our office and we can help make those arrangements for you. Here's one that is under G&K management. So hopefully that brings a little clarity as to the importance of spray water. I want to thank you so much for tuning into this video. Like and subscribe, and until then, we'll see you in the next video. It's the landowner. There we go.